Hundreds of workers are nearing the end of their workday at the Triangle Shirtwaist factory, housed from the 8th to 10th floors of the Ash building. Most of the workers are young female Jewish and Italian immigrants, ranging in age from 14 to 23. They speak very little English. They spend 54 hours per week here making shirtwaists, popular garments for modern women in the workforce. Several months' worth of cloth scraps fill bins under their workstations and line the floors. 2 fires have already happened here, but sprinkler systems are not required by law, so they're not installed. Fire drills are not mandated yet either, so they're not practiced. One of the exits is locked from the outside to avoid theft, unauthorized breaks, or entry by union organizers. A worker on the 8th floor flicks a cigarette butt into a cloth scrap bin. The foreman smells the smoke and locates the smell fire. He leaves to get a bucket of water. He does not order an evacuation, unlock the exit door, or pull the fire alarm. When he returns, he finds the fire has jumped from bin to bin and is quickly spreading. A phone operator working on the 8th floor calls and warns the executives on the 10th floor, who flee to the rooftop. Several workers make it out of the unlocked exit before fire blocks escape behind them. Workers rush to the other exit and find it is still locked. A pile of weeping workers claw at the locked door. They huddle together, overcome by smoke. Fire is spreading rapidly from the 8th floor to the 9th. But workers on the 9th floor aren't notified. They learn of the danger when smoke begins to fill the room and they feel the heat from below. An explosion rains broken glass onto the sidewalk below, alerting passers-by. Firefighters receive their first alert at 4:45. With exits locked or blocked, workers rush to the fire escape. Fewer than 20 girls make it out before the escape collapses from the heat and weight. At 4:48, firefighters arrive on scene in horse-drawn apparatus. They rush into the building but are forced out as oil canisters stored in the wooden stairwell have exploded. Command issues a second alarm at 4:50, followed by a third, and then a fourth. They climb the adjacent building and rescue those who have made it up to the roof. Firefighters' ladders and hose streams can't reach past the 7th floor. Elevator operators rush to evacuate as many people as possible. They pass the engulfed 8th floor to the 9th and make 3 life-saving trips down before the heat warps the elevator beyond use. At 4:55, 200 workers are still inside. Pedestrians fill the streets and witness what appears to be bundles of fabric dropping 100 feet onto the nets held out by firefighters below. These are girls, who are forced to the windowsill by growing flames, and jumping from a height they cannot survive. The fall is so great, the girls tear through the nets as firefighters weep. Frances Perkins, sociology professor and workers' rights activist, stands horrified in the crowd as firefighters yell to the girls not to jump. 58 girls jump to their death, some hugging and holding hands. By 5:03 p.m., 146 workers have lost their lives. A temporary morgue is arranged for loved ones to identify the victims. Their deaths are met with public outcry in the coming days. On April 5th, 400,000 people fill the streets for the funeral procession arranged by union organizers. 150,000 of them march in protest against decades of disregard for worker safety. The Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire was the turning point of workers' rights to a safe workplace, with New York State enacting many of its first worker protection laws. This led to mandatory sprinkler systems in factories, factory inspection laws, and influenced fire codes and regulations across North America. In 1933, Frances Perkins became the first female in U.S. cabinet as Secretary of Labor. She was instrumental in enacting workplace safety and collective bargaining legislation. She referred to this fire as a never-to-be-forgotten reminder of why I had to spend my life fighting conditions that could permit such a tragedy.